Hello, Patriots. I'm John Bennett, and I'm the chairman of the Oklahoma Republican Party. And I want to talk to you all today about a very serious problem that we face in America today. And I don't think I need to tell you what it is. You probably have already got it figured out. You see, in Cuba and in other communist countries, we see them rallying for freedom and liberty, and they're holding the American flag. However, here in the United States of America, we've got mandated vaccines. We've got mandated mask wearing. Just recently we saw where Fauci said just last week that 3-year-olds need to get vaccinated now. I mean, they're closing down businesses, they're closing down churches. If our government wants to do something to help our citizens and protect them instead of forcing the vaccine mandates, how about they pass a law or a bill that protects these businesses so they're not sued by folks that say they caught COVID in their restaurants or in their stores because someone wasn't wearing a mask or didn't have a vaccine. How about we protect the private business owners in that way instead of telling them you need to mandate these vaccines and these masks? This is a direct attack on our liberties, and the government is using the private sector to do their bidding for them. This needs to stop. It's unconstitutional. However, we've got a bigger problem. The bigger problem is whenever people speak out and speak the truth, like I did recently on a Facebook post about the communism and the forcing of the vaccine mandates. My own fellow Republicans came out against me. So on my Facebook post, I urged the citizens to contact Lieutenant Governor so he would call a special session, since he had the authority to do so under Article 6 of the Oklahoma Constitution while the governor was outside of the country, so we could address and protect the citizens, the healthcare workers, and others who are being told they have to take the vaccine as a condition of employment. But their answer wasn't in support of what I was advocating for. Their answer was to come against me to say, because I used the Star of David as an example to show this is what we're going through today. You see, the Star of David, when they put that on the Jews, they weren't sending them directly to the gas chambers. They weren't sending them directly to the incendiary. This was leading up to that. They give them a star to put on them. They couldn't go to the grocery store. They couldn't go out in public. They couldn't do anything without having that star on their shirt. Take away the star and add a vaccine passport.
Don't get the vaccine, you can't go to the supermarket. Don't have the vaccine, you don't show it, can't go to the ball game. Don't have the vaccine, can't go to work. You don't have the vaccine, can't come here. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Not going to change. They're, the circular logic. They just keep going back and saying, well, it's my freedom, it's whatever.
This is communist, this is totalitarian, and if we don't do something now, it's going to end in the same exact result as we saw when nobody stood up whenever the Jews were told that they had to wear that star. So instead of supporting liberty and freedom here in Oklahoma, they said I shouldn't have referenced that star. Well, it's not about the star. What it's about is a totalitarian government pushing communist agenda on top of us and forcing people against their own liberties to get this vaccine. So this is where we're at today. And I just wanted to let you all know we need to stand up and fight for our rights. It's not about sending out press releases. It's about action. And I don't know if you know this or not, but over 500 patriots were arrested from the January 6th incident at our U.S. Capitol. However, Antifa and Black Lives Matter rioters, they caused millions of dollars in damage and physically assaulted many different people. And they caused business owners millions of dollars in loss, and not one of them has been prosecuted. But the federal government didn't have any problem going after a patriot that was carrying a Trump flag inside the U.S. Capitol building after he was let in by the Capitol Police. They just sentenced him to 8 months in prison, and the special prosecutor in the case admitted that he did not meet the definition or the elements of the crime to be charged as a domestic terrorist. However, she urged the judge to sentence him according to being a domestic terrorist. And that's exactly what they did. Did you know that 65 of the most easily identifiable communists in the United States Congress today are 100% Democrat? Well, we know who the Democrats are, who they say they are, and they act like communists. The Declaration of Independence says that we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It isn't the government granting our unalienable rights to us, it's the people compelling their government to acknowledge our rights, and it is unchallengeable. If they ever succeed in taking away our liberties, imagine what they would do to us next. You might as well forget about the freedom we enjoy in our constitutional republic. Let's lock arms at the gates of freedom, and let's put freedom back on the offensive where it belongs. And Mr. Trump, President Trump, I know you're watching, and I want to thank you for exposing the swamp in Washington, D.C. It has given us the courage to do it here in Oklahoma, and we're doing the same thing. Patriots, let's rethink what is happening here. It's our time to gather around the liberty tree as our founders once did in Boston, Massachusetts, and embrace those liberties that you want and you desire to pass off for the generations to come. So I encourage you today, get in the fight at the local, the state, and federal level. And if you don't want to get in the fight, then I ask that you rally around us and fund the fight. God bless you in the great state of Oklahoma.